Music to be Murdered by, Side B by Eminem. Eminem dropped the original version of the album back in January to much praise as well as some hate as usual. We enjoyed it here at TRC. How are we feeling about Side B? Here's our honest review of Music to be Murdered by, Side B by Eminem.
Music to be Murdered by.
Why couldn't he call this Music to be Buried by? Like he said in the first intro.
I don't know.
That would have been such a
that
fire
sounds
title.
Like what it should have been called.
It should have.
I 100% agree with you. I was like, I'm 100% in on that. Music to be Buried by.
Yeah.
How did you feel about his album artwork?
Thought, it was reminiscent of the last one. So it kept the same theme going. So it's cool.
Yeah, this time he has a crow on his shoulder instead of a shovel.
Yeah.
The blood is in the same spot. Great cover. Pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
The flow of this project, man, it's Eminem. If you haven't heard of Eminem project before, I don't really know what to say to you at this point in your life or career. But, yeah, it's an Eminem project.
Yep. Same here. I have nothing to add.
Highlights, man. Look, that Alfred's theme, when that joint came on, I was just like, has this music been on cartoons? It was driving me crazy. I was just like, yo, this was on a cartoon. I just don't know what it was. When I Googled what the beat was sampled from, it said it's Alfred's theme from Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they did use it in something at some point. Not quite sure. But either way, he killed it. I love this record. I love how he plays around with the record. He kind of messes up a couple times on the song. He's like, I'm Diddy side bitch. And then he has to stop and read the lyric over again. Oh, my bad. I'm East Side, bitch. I love when Eminem does stuff like that. He kind of plays around on the record. And not only that, he was still killing it. So that was really impressive. Book of Rhymes featuring DJ Premier. I love the scratching that DJ Premier put at the end. It was a great way to go out, but just be rested assured that Eminem destroyed everything up until that point. I think this is the record where it has the lines about Mike Pence, and if it's not that, it's on that. But either way, Book of Rhymes was absolutely crazy. I really love the scratching that was put on the end of that record. Favorite Bitch featuring Ty Dolla $ign. When I saw this record initially, I was like, what the hell is Eminem gonna do with Ty Dolla $ign? You know what I'm saying? But he pretty much made a song about hip hop. It was kind of like his I Used to Love Her record, and it actually came out really well done. Guns Blazing. To hear Dr. Dre talk about his wife, it was pretty nice the way he did it though. Like he didn't like straight shit on her, did he?
No, he just said, I'm single.
Yeah, I'm single, and I ain't getting in no relationship.
He made it straight, plain and simple.
He said, I'm just a fat ass and some long hair. That's all he cares about in 2020. Okay. But it was funny because I was just like, well, this is Eminem's lane, Dre. I'm pretty sure he's been begging you to get on the record for years. And now you pretty much have the ammo to go about it. But, it is what it is. Like I said, Eminem was lyrically on point on this one, as well as on These Demons. I love the play that, don't get me wrong, he did this already. When he talked about the fans pulling him in different ways. Yeah. But I like the way he explains it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hate it, but you're still going to play it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's true. And I just love just listening to the back and forth that he's kind of going through in his head when he's putting his stuff together. And I do like when he just says, fuck the fans, I'm going to do me. Because normally, that's pleasing to most people. Higher, I thought Higher was dope. I love the hook that he did. The energy that he brought to that record was really good as well. Zeus featuring White Gold is another joint that I was kind of weak and laughing at. Like, man, just Eminem kind of just sitting on his high chair, and just like he just shows you how lyrically crazy he is. There was a couple other fun things he did on this album that I don't remember what songs they were exactly. Like, we talked about it yesterday. Like, what rhymes with Pariah? And he said Lego. And like, you know what he was going for, but because as soon as he said that, everybody in their minds was like Mariah. But you got to remember, him and Nick squashed the beef. Him and Nick are cool now. So, but Eminem is Eminem. There's lyrics throughout this whole project. There's schemes throughout this whole project. The whole Mike Pence and that whole line setup was crazy. I love it. He know damn well what he was talking about, but.
And I think that's my favorite thing about the project is just the fact that he was just literally entertaining us with rhymes, as he has always done. But this one was a little bit special. One of my favorite ones that he did was when he talked about 50 and Ja Rule, and said something about a Dr. Seuss book or something like that. That shit had me wrong. But man, he came out the gates with this one with that Black Magic and that Alfred's theme, and I was just like, okay, cool. But when he got to that book of rhymes, I was just like, goodness, he kept on killing it, man. I was just sitting there listening, like, damn. Got to that favorite bitch, and I was the same thing. I was like, what is he gonna do with Ty Dolla $ign? And it worked out perfectly. I really love how
they should have got too short to say that bitch alongside Ty Dolla $ign though, especially since he pretty much said it.
Yeah,
too short-ish.
So yeah, I love that one. Guns Blazing was a nice transition right from that one with Dr. Dre and Sly Piper. I thought that was a dope collab. Nat was fire. Higher was crazy. I love These Demons. And then, She Loves Me, Killer Zeus was really dope and thus far, but Discombobulated though has to be my favorite track off the whole album.
Really?
My favorite.
Wow.
I couldn't stop playing after her, because it goes right into the second part or the original album, and I was just like, hold on, that's it. I had to run that back. Discombobulated was fire.
It almost felt like a bonus track.
It did.
The B-side.
It did, but I loved it, man. Fire.
Lowlights, man. Discombobulated.
Really?
It's my main lowlight. And let me explain to you why. It's very simple. It's very simple.
What?
I said it to you yesterday. The accents.
Oh, come on.
I am so over Eminem accents. You got to remember, he did it for like 2 albums.
I don't know, but I love that though, and how he did it on this, man. This was fire. And the beat, the production on this, oh my God.
No accents for me, I'm not a fan of them. Lyrically, you will destroy. But I'm just so over the accents. I hated the key skit. I hated it. I hate the accents, man. She Loves Me. I didn't hate the record, but it just felt really weak after I heard one of those kind of nights earlier this year with Ed Sheeran. Like, if you're gonna do one of those kind of girly records, I feel like you really showed the proper way to do it on one of those kind of nights. So everything you did after that was kind of disappointing. And Black Magic, I love the hook. I love the energy. The beat is incredible. He was kind of doing like simple metaphors. And especially when you consider, this is M we talking about. Like, when you're comparing M to M, normally he just straight come out and slaughters the opening record. And it was like, it was almost like he was just playing around, which is fine. But I wasn't blown away initially because I was just like, yo, this beat is hitting me. I love Skylar Grey on Eminem hooks, but it's just something about the lyrics that's not killing, that's not crushing me. I don't really know. But there is one thing I'd like to say that I don't feel like people give Eminem enough credit for. And it's just, you can see his passion for this shit. You got to remember, this dude is beyond rich. He doesn't have to do this shit anymore. And the reason why...
What album is this?
Number 12, technically. When you look at songs like Alfred's Theme and Book of Rhymes, those are the records that show you that he ain't just doing this for a check. If he was just doing this for a check, he'd spit 16 bars and he might just do 12, because that's what all the ATL rappers do, right? You do 12 bars, you do a hook, you get about it a song. The song is 2.5 minutes long nowadays.
Yeah.
M was just going bar for bar, not playing. He took a piss in the middle of a record, bro, to wash his hands because of COVID, and then went back to spitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of stuff just lets me know, like, he's about the sport. He's about his legacy and the things that people say about him, that what he does lyrically that nobody else has been able to do. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I've always had, like, admiration for Eminem for, because it's clear that he loves this shit just as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even rap.
Feel you on that. I don't have much lowlights, man. He killed this from beginning to end. I really had nothing to complain about. I just really, love the tone that he kept from Music to Be Murdered By, you know, the first side and everything like that. So he killed it.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Final thoughts, man. Look, Eminem is super impressive lyrically. If you didn't know that, then I just don't know what you've been. You must listen to Tekashi. That's all I got.
Yeah, man. You know, this is a welcome surprise. I didn't expect him to release a side B or anything like that. So
I heard rumors and I was just like, nah.
it complemented the first one very well. You know, it could have been easily side B could have been throwaways, but I don't even think these were throwaways. I think these were intentional to be added on to what he already released. So I really love that. We got another significant portion of, you know, Music to Be Murdered By. It's dope.
Final grade. This is simple. I'm gonna give it a check. Thought Eminem put together a really dope piece of work. It would have been great separated. It's dope together. I kind of wish they would slap this on the back end of the album.
Yeah.
As opposed to being up front, because that's where it feels like it belongs. Like you said, the first half is to be murdered by, this half is to be buried by.
Yeah. Check. Nothing less. Dope album. He really outdid himself with him. So shout out to Eminem.